This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even if feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is, we're looking for Sunday Night Football, Week 5. We have the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. Nice little division matchup here. If you watched the show we recorded yesterday, which was the new teaser weekly episode, a new show concept we decided to put out, it was game 2 of the Cleveland Guardians and Detroit Tigers matchup where they had to win or they got eliminated, so we wore the Guardians cap and it worked out for us. So now today at 3 p.m. I record our Sunday night show on Thursdays. So today at 3 p.m. we play in a deciding game 3 where it's a winner take all situation. So I decided to also don the rally cap, but to sport my old school Cleveland Indians tribe shirt as well. We're going all out here. We got to make sure we advance. I've been telling everybody in the Discord that the finals, or the World Series, not the finals, you know what I mean. But the World Series is going to be the Cleveland Guardians and the LA Dodgers. So far, so good. Dodgers did advance. But before we go through this, there's some stuff I want to go over here real quick. So if you are not in the Discord, you are not trying hard enough to win. It is a free to join Discord. There's an insane amount of helpful information as well as an insane amount of helpful people that are more than willing to guide you. The amount of people that download this app and never join the Discord is mind-blowing. The Discord is a part of it. It's not just a chat room that we have. It is a part of your success. Get into the Discord, learn from others, do better. The Discord's free to join. But for those people that are in Discord, you already know that our cheat sheet data guy is Joey. And so he's been kind of scouring through all of the stuff so far this NFL season through the first 4 weeks. And so there's a few things here that I kind of that jumped out that I want to make sure I talk about because he put in the work to find them. So when it comes to specific players for NFL, what he's done is he's like, okay, which players have the highest hit rate, whether we said to go over and under, so far through 5 weeks. And so I'm just going to read off this list here. Now, this isn't stat specific. This is all of the stats. So for anything that we predicted for Kevontae Turpin, we've hit every single one. 8-0, 100% accuracy. Brandon Cooks, 8-0, 100%. Jake Browning, 12-1, 92.3%. And your first thought might be, but Jake Browning sucks. Yes, but if our AI is saying that he's going to suck, even worse than what the sportsbooks are going to say, then that's a hit. 12-1 on Jake Browning props. 7-1 on Quentin Johnson props. We've already targeted a Quentin Johnson receiving yards in like back-to-back weeks, and it's made us a lot of money so far. The Jacksonville Jaguars tight end, Brenton Strange, 7-1. Through 8 props predicted for him. Cortland Sutton, 10-2. Puka, 10-2. Brock Purdy, 11-3. Travion Henderson, 12-4. Travis Etienne, 16-6. Marcus Mariota, whatever. Even though he hasn't had the insane amount of time to start, typically quarterbacks have a lot more stats projected for them, but he's 10-4, which is a 71.4% hit rate. Christian McCaffrey, 12-5, and Jalen Hurts, 22-10. So just from that list of the highest people, or the most successful AI predictions, going from 100% with Kevontae Turpin and Brandon Cooks all the way down to Jalen Hurts, still hitting at a nice 68.8% profitable hit rate. That collectively, you add all those together, it's still a healthy 79%, which means you're printing money with your eyes closed. If we're going to break up all of those players I just mentioned from, okay, but were most of them over and unders, Joey actually went in and he split that up as well. So the unders for those players that have the highest hit rates, not hit rates in terms of they hit their line, but they hit what the AI said they were going to hit. So if they hit under and our AI said under, then that's a hit. But overall unders out of that list of players, he said, was 76%, and the overall overs was 80%. Can you imagine anybody else on planet Earth with an app that predicts every possible outcome having being able to say that a part of what it predicts is hitting at 80%? No, because nobody is transparent and they put out projections. They don't track them, and they hope you forget about them if they lose. We track everything. We're the most transparent prediction app on planet Earth. That's where you see accuracy on every single tool to show you how predictable or unpredictable a player or team is in any given situation. He sent me something this morning as well. This is college football based, so I'm reading this out loud for the first time. But I saw a note he put in our DM where he said, college football game total predictor is 9-2 this year. Game total predictor, not team total. So the college football game total predictor. Now, of course, I'm recording this on Thursday. This is for Sunday Night Football. But if you're watching this before college football Saturday, you might want to pay attention to the tools for this. If the line of the total is between 58 and 62, so the game total is between those two, and it has a negative difference, which means the prediction is less than the line itself, where you're playing the under, that's 9-2. And then he also said that it's if you look at the line between 58 and 62, and you playing the over for positive and under for negative. Oh, so both of them collectively is 18-7. So apparently the sweet spot for college football game totals is 58 to 62. The AI has been pretty good on scores because that's a typically high-scoring game. So if it's a high-scoring game, the AI has been pretty accurate on it going under or over. But under seems to be a slightly more higher hit rate. So again, I know you're tuning in because this is NFL Sunday Night Football, but everything is tracked. If you have any questions about anything on like, hey, what's the most successful thing to look at for this or for that, Joey's the guy to tag in Discord. And if you're not in Discord, you're not trying, as I mentioned in the beginning. So when you lose, it is your fault. If you want to blame me or blame the app, you have to follow all the guidelines. If you don't follow all the guidelines, it's your fault you lose. If you follow every single guideline, then sure, I will take the blame for that. But the chances of you losing every single pick and following my guidelines is 0%. That's how good the guidelines are. And if you want to learn more about the guidelines, guess what? They're in Discord, where you should be already. Now that we've got through some of that stuff, and I mean, Joey's got so many things that he's been sending me on, like, hey, look at this hit rate, look at that hit rate. In the Discord, he's going to be dropping some cheat sheets and stuff now that we have 4 weeks of data in. But anywho, we're going to go back and focus on good old Division AFC East matchup. The first thing popped up to me is Buffalo has allowed the least amount of passing yards in the last 3 games. They are 32nd in total pass yards allowed. I know that New England's going to be trailing in this game. I know that Drake May is doing things that I saw a stat for Drake May that was quarterbacks that have 3 straight games of like 75% accuracy or 75% completion rate, and 2 or more passing touchdowns. It showed like, here's all the quarterbacks that have done that in 3 straight games, and every single other quarterback has won MVP, and Drake May is in that category. Of course, it's only four games into the season, so who knows if that's sustainable, but he is actually doing a whole lot better, and people aren't paying attention to it because the Patriots are overall suck, but Drake May is doing what he can. So, because he's doing that, and he's having a pretty good passing start to the season, this is, again, limited information because there's only been 4 games to the season, but still, it's something to warrant that we may or may not be looking at New England pass catchers because Buffalo is going to shut them down, more likely than not. But there are no trifectas or the over, no trifectas on the under. So let's see here. Now, of course, while Buffalo is 32nd in total pass yards allowed, good old New England is 7th this season. Granted, their last game, they did a little bit better, where now they rank 18th in the last 3 games. Over the course of the last 4 games collectively, which means in the first game they allowed a lot of passing yards. That's why this is green and this is yellow. They are 7th overall this season in total pass yards allowed. The problem is that Keon Coleman is the highest receiver for positive difference, which means we're not going to find anything better than a projection that's what, 2.1 higher. So there's not enough gap there, if you will. Let's look at the under stuff. Yeah, there's not even a gap on the under stuff either. So maybe I mean, here... Nah, I'm not going to touch Stephon Diggs. I mean, I know they have to pass the ball quite often. He just went off for 101 against Carolina. This is his first experience with Drake May at quarterback. It looks like the first game of the season he hit 57, and then he had 32, 23. And now he's got the 101. His line is only 48.5. Before we go to another stat, let's do what we always do here and make sure we can't find the line any sexier than 48.5. So we're going to go to our handy dandy props comparison. This is Thursday Night Football. We're going to go over to Sunday Football. We are looking for Buffalo, New England. And we are looking for Stephon Diggs. So we were looking at DraftKings at 48.5. You can actually get him at 45.5 on Hard Rock and BetMGM. So that's interesting. It looks like FanDuel doesn't have player props for Sunday yet, or this would be showing FanDuel as well. But 45.5, interesting. So let us go back to this and put BetMGM. Do I like it anymore is the question. They're going to be passing a lot. I think we might be able to find something better than a 15% difference in another stat. So let's go back to the predictor. Let's look at another stat here real quick. Yeah, let's look at rushing yards. 3.5 yards is as good as we're going to get there. Go back to DraftKings here. Same thing, 4-ish yards. The interesting thing to note is this is green on both sides here. Buffalo's second in total rush yards allowed and sixth in the last 3. So they're doing well because they're putting up a lot of points. So their defense doesn't have to stop the run as much because their offense is doing so well. The problem is that they have a two-headed rushing attack. So I don't like when the running backs get almost the equal amount of attention. So Ramondre Stevenson and then actually is, why are we not seeing? Oh, FanDuel, yeah, FanDuel doesn't have that nighttime game yet. I was like, why are we not seeing Trevion Henderson? But I guess DraftKings doesn't have a prop for him right now. So that's why I don't really like. I think they're both projected to go over because, of course, Buffalo has the second most rushing yards allowed this season and sixth most in the last 3 games. He's been very hot and cold. First game 15, second game 54, third game 18, next game 38. He's all over the place. He's not consistent. All right, let's look at another stat. I don't think there's anything on rushing yards we're in love with. So we're going to go back to DraftKings here. Let's look at passing yards. Anything sexy in the passing yard side? So Josh Allen's prediction, his AI projection is pretty much equal. It's almost equal to the passing yards here. Drake May has a little bit of a bump. .287, 268, and then Carolina 203. Again, Buffalo, least amount of passing yards allowed. Can we find his line better anywhere else? 220, 224. Can we find it better anywhere else? 224 here. Same here. This is just a harder way of... That's why we have a props comparison tool. Nope, 224 across the board. So, that being said, I don't think passing yards is what we're looking at either. I don't want to really go after this 32nd dead last passing yards defense. So, let's look at passing touchdowns. I just told you about a stat that I heard earlier, or read earlier, that he has the most consecutive games of having at least 3 or at least 2 passing touchdowns or more. The projection is 1.5, which is, I mean, it's kind of the same as saying he's going to get 2 because it's projecting that more than 1, even if it's not a full 2. Buffalo has a pretty weak rush defense, so where my brain is going is that Drake May is going to get them to the red zone or maybe even the goal line, and then they're going to run the ball in with one of their 2 backs. I'm thinking FanDuel's slacking. 100% accuracy through 4 games. So each of the last 4 games, it's predicted that he's going to get over 1.5 touchdowns. And today, or this game, it technically is him predicting it over because it's slightly higher than 1.52, so this counts as an overplay. It's also interesting that BetMGM pays you a lot more than DraftKings does for the over here. Josh Allen has a 75% accuracy on passing touchdown props through 8 games recorded. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look at the team stuff. What is this game looking like between the 2 teams? The sportsbooks give Buffalo an 81% implied chance to win. That's what the minus 425 means. RAI says that's a little too high. It should be more like 76, which means it's red, which means we don't bet on the money line. Even if it was green, we're not going to touch a money line that is minus 425 anyway. It's not paying you enough for the risk. Because the money line's red, more often than not, you're going to see the spread for the opposing team being highlighted. Patriots plus 8.5. We can look at the team total, the game total. It looks like the projected total is 3.11 under the line of 49.5. And Buffalo's predicted to get less. They're not predicted to get 30 or more points. My problem when it comes to teams that have great quarterbacks is they can go for 30 points anytime. But AI says, and this is a brand new tool, so this accuracy's only got 4 games recorded. The AI's been correct on which direction Buffalo is going to be 3 out of the 4 games this season, so it's 75%. And right now it's saying, yo, Buffalo is not going to hit 30 points in Sunday night football. So what's more likely to happen? Buffalo not to score 30 points or for the total to not collect to 50 points? So the last thing I want to do in comparison is I want to, I'm on the wrong day, is I want to look at what the best, is there anybody that has 50 or is it 49? No, 49.5 is the best line. That's why this is green here. Okay. So, I think what we're doing here this is where my brain is on the total. This difference is 3.11. Buffalo's defense by itself is 2.5, which means most of this going under is from Buffalo's team total. There's only 0.61 for New England, essentially, for this game. And so instead of risking the 49.5, because most of this projection is Buffalo not getting 30 points, it makes more sense to just go Buffalo not getting 30 points. And that allows the Patriots to have a close game. Plus 8.5 is the projected spread anyway. And maybe it can be like a 28-24 game where that would exceed the line, but it would still hit the Buffalo under. And it would still hit that plus 8.5 spread. So I think we're going to focus on the 75% accuracy of the Buffalo Bills not getting 29.5. Now, we haven't, one of the things we're still building in, so this tool is very, 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 very new to the app. And one of the things that we're still building in is this into the odds comparison tool. So we can see like across all the books who has the best line for Buffalo. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to go to like 2 books on my phone and just, I'm pretty sure when it comes to team totals, I haven't really seen too many books having different lines all at the same time, but that is what I'm going to pull up now. So right now we have DraftKings highlighted. Do we have 29.5 on FanDuel as well? Yeah, we're still working on building this in for the other ones. Okay, so I don't need to check that. So I'm going to check Caesars, and if Caesars has 29.5, then we just know 29.5 is the essentially the de facto across the board. So let me just pull up this game here on my phone, on the Caesars Sportsbook app. New England Patriots. Team totals. Yeah, 29.5. So that's what we're going to be doing. Under 29.5 for the Bills. I don't think Hunter Henry was popping up here when we first looked at this tool. I don't think he was listed first. It was Stephon Diggs listed first. But now Stephon Diggs is lower and Hunter Henry is higher. Man, so I'm trying to think if we just want to do the Bills under total or if we want to do 3 so we can get 2 out of 3 in profit like we've been doing all for most of the MLB season and a lot of the NFL season so far. It's something we've been doing. So if you're parlaying them all together and not listening to the words coming out of my mouth and you keep losing and you're like, how do people in Discord keep dropping winning screenshots? Why am I not winning? It's because you're not listening. We're not parlaying these 3 together. What we're doing is we are doing single bets. And so when you do these 3 things that we're about to conclude on as singles, well, ladies and gentlemen, it allows you to profit when only one of them miss. So what I was doing is I was looking at, so I know they have a pretty good pass defense. I was like, is there any tight end that's gone off against them? So Juwan Johnson last week only got 28 yards. The game before that was the Dolphins. And the Dolphins, did they have... No, we didn't have Darren Waller active for that one. Yeah, so we don't have a tight end to pass to. And then the game before that was the Jets. Did the Jets have any tight end go off against them? The answer is no. So yeah, they have pretty good pass defense. We're not going to touch the tight ends here. And I don't want to touch the running backs because I don't like that they're the two-headed monster. Versing Buffalo. Okay. I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to go with the Buffalo team total. We're going to go with the predicted spread. And then we're going to go with the fact that Drake May he's on now 3 straight games of elite accuracy and 2 or more passing touchdowns. Like I said, the only other people that have done that have won the MVP that year. Even though their passing yards allowed isn't that high, and Buffalo has allowed a lot more rushing yards than passing yards. They're actually a pretty weak rushing defense. let's just say that the running backs for New England Patriots, the combo they have, get them into the red zone so Drake May doesn't have a lot of passing yards. And then Drake May, while they get into the red zone, he still is able to connect and get 2 passing touchdowns. I think him getting 2 passing touchdowns is more likely than him hitting his passing yards line, especially when Buffalo has the best pass defense. But that doesn't mean they have the best, pass touchdown defense. The running backs can run 99 yards to the 1-yard line, and then he can do a quick 1-yard pass to Hunter Henry and check off the first box of him getting that first touchdown and getting a second one before the game's over with. So that's what we're going to do. It took us a second to get there, but I think that's the decision. So we're going for 2 out of 3 profit, which means if you put all 3 of these in a slip and one of them miss and you lose, you're dumb. You're not listening to the words coming out of my head or coming out of my mouth. And, technically the words are coming out of my head. I'm just delivering the message to my mouth. But anyway, anywho, we're not 3-pick parlaying this. We're single betting this. We're going the team total we were talking about. We're going the spread we were talking about. And we're going Drake May over 1.5 TDs. Even though the odds and the projection aren't in love with that. The projection's not saying it's going to go under. The odds saying it's going to go under. But I think, they're going to be trailing the whole game. And they're going to hopefully keep this close. I think that's what we're going to do. So those are the 3 plays for Sunday Night Football, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you are using this app and you are losing every single time, that means you're not following the guidelines. It is impossible. Guaranteed 100% impossible for you to lose every single bet and use my app as designed. As designed means following all the guidelines that we tell you in every video and all throughout Discord and all that jazz. So if you have been using this app and you, for whatever reason, haven't won a single pick, you're not using it right. And the only way you can tell us, or the only way you can fix that, is by letting us know, hey, I'm seeing people drop winning screenshots every single day using this app. I'm not dropping winning screenshots at all. I'm not having winning screenshots. Let me know. Here's what I've done. What should I be doing differently? That is how we help you. If you just say, oh, this app must suck, or I must suck, and then you calling it quits on sports betting is probably the number one best option you can have at that point. I definitely don't want you to lose money if you're not going to use the app correctly. But if you actually want to try to use the app correctly and you want to win as much as everybody else you see is winning, all you have to do is do what everyone else is doing. It's not rocket science. If you see these people, this group of people having success, and you're over here and you both have the same access to the same app, you're like, why are they having so much luck and so much success and not me? Now we have the same app. That means you're not using it right. You have to let us know that you need help. Or we don't know you need help. And what I also do on top of that is I'm the only CEO of any kind of research betting app in the world that does a live coaching session with anybody that wants to join. We just opened the day for October. We do this once a month. October 25th is a Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I don't even know how many seats are left. It's a very limited amount of seats. So we make sure it's more personalized. We can go through everybody's questions. And I literally stay on this coaching session, this live, face-to-face. You don't have to have your camera on, but my face anyway, answering all your questions until you don't have any more questions. So if you want more information on that, in the Discord, the channel is called Coaching. Go to the coaching channel. It has the details, it has the link to sign up. Grab one of the few remaining seats, and then we'll see you there. But again, for the trillionth time, if you don't tell us that you need help, we don't know that you need help. And that's why this is up here, not for my benefit, but for yours. Remember, if you ever need help, just ask. It's that easy. We'll help you. Just let us know you need it. Good luck.